Hi guys, my name is Talia Amani and I could not be more excited to say that this is Bookmas Day 1. I have been dying to start this YouTube channel for as long as I can literally remember, and what better way than to dive right in with the content, guys. So if you don't know, Bookmas is basically a time where creators will post a lot of bookish content all throughout the month of December. We're talking festive content, we're talking book hauls, we're talking book shopping, all things Bookmas, and I cannot wait. A lot of content creators will post either the entire month or they'll do like 12 days or such, but I'm gonna be doing every other day. So I'm gonna post every other day for a total of 12 Bookmas videos. So by day 12, hopefully we're just really feeling the holiday spirit. Okay guys, that's all I can offer, and we're gonna have fun, and it's gonna be a blast. I genuinely can't wait. So today we are gonna be picking out my last TBR list of the year, and that feels so surreal to say, considering like I feel like just yesterday it was January and now it's about to be 2026, and I don't think mentally I'm prepared at all. But my TBR list has been long all year round, and I feel like I'm just never taking books off, and I'm just constantly adding books on there. So we have actually already selected our last 3 books. I say 3 just to keep it realistic, but I am hoping that I'll have time to be able to read more, or even like hear out some of you guys' recommendations of what y'all are reading for the end of the year. But right now we're gonna go over my last 3 potential books of the year. I'm naturally a fantasy and romance reader, but I will say for the new year I am gonna try to dive into the lit fic era just a little bit. I make no promises. I feel like I've said that every year, and every year I stick to my roots, and it's fantasy, romance, fantasy, romance, fantasy, romance, or romance, 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 and then a little fantasy here and there. But I'm gonna try to be a little more diverse in my reading. I think next year is gonna be the year for that, but definitely not December. Okay. So I will be reading all of these, but more than likely on my Kindle. I just fear I don't need to physically buy any new copies until my list goes down. I'm trying to be financially, I can't even say it. That's how impossible it is for me. I can't even say it. I'm trying to be more responsible when it comes to how many books I buy, but it's just, it's a hard task. It really is. But anyways, our first book on our last TBR list of the year is, drumroll please, Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. I have heard a lot about Jessa Hastings because she obviously wrote the Magnolia Park series. I can honestly say I have not read that either, which is also on my list, but I felt like this one, the cover is what really got me, and I just feel like it'd be a good book of hers to start with potentially. It has a 3.59 star rating on Goodreads, and I don't know how much we actually trust that, but I personally think that that's pretty low. I think that that's pretty low for books that I typically do read that I've gotten off of Goodreads. But I'm gonna save space. I'm gonna hold some space for this one, and I'm honestly really excited. It does take place in 1995. And obviously we're going into 2026, and a lot of people say like 1995 isn't really that long ago, but I'm gonna consider this a period piece because it's not in our most recent time period personally, but it's just about a guy and a girl, and it's supposed to be, I'm kind of seeing it as like a A-list celebrity kind of lover here. Like he's supposed to be in some band and she's a celebrity, A-list, everybody wants to be her, all the guys want her kind of vibe. And I'm really trying not to read more into it than that because I want to be surprised, and I want to be able to just form my complete own opinion on it. But that is our first book that we're going to try to read. These are in no particular order, by the way, because like I said, I'm a mood reader. I cannot tell you which one is going to be picked up first, but these are our top 3. Our next book is going to be Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. And I know what you're thinking. That's such an old book. Probably haven't even heard of it, but let me tell you, I watched the movie, and the movie literally had me bawling my eyes out. And if the movie had me bawling my eyes out, that has to mean that the book is even better. And I feel like I just owe it the respect of reading it, finishing it, rating it, and comparing it to a movie that literally broke my heart. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, Redeeming Love is definitely a period piece because it does take place in 1850. It's definitely more of a Christian romance that I'm really excited to read because it'll be my first Christian romance. I haven't read a lot of them, but I don't want to, oh my gosh, I don't want to say much about it, but it's about this girl, her name is Angel, and this guy, his name is Michael Hosea, and he is absolutely convinced that she is the woman of his dreams, and she's not. I feel like that's the most blandest description of what the book is about. And obviously you guys can read the blurbs, or I'll even like maybe put the blurbs on here, but I really think it's important to go into books sometimes like knowing completely nothing, and that's how I went into the movie, knowing nothing. And I feel like that's why it impacted so much of my emotions, I guess. Like, it made me cry so bad because I didn't know where it was going, I didn't see it happening, all those things. But it was definitely a tearjerker, and I haven't cried over a book in a long time, but I'm really hoping that this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that's going to make me shed a tear, and I'm going to bawl my eyes out, and there's going to be tears all over my Kindle, and that's the goal. I expect nothing less. Yeah. And then finally we have book 3, and book 3 is the 3rd book in the Skyland series by Kennedy Ryan, and it's Can't Get Enough. I will be honest and say that I have not read the first book of the series, but I did read the second one, and after reading the second one, I really did fall in love with who the main character is and Can't Get Enough. Her name is Hendrix, and I personally think that I connected to her so much in the second book of the series that I couldn't go to the first one knowing that her story was next. So I'm reading them a little backwards, but I will say that's what I really love about standalone romance books that have like that kind of connection to them, is that you can literally see a character in a completely other book and it's not even their story, but then like you kind of have a connection to them. And that's just really what I was looking for. And I was glad that Kennedy Ryan she really delivered that so well. Like, I feel like I already kind of know Hendrix as a character, and so being able to read her story next, I was just more excited about that personally. Don't get me, guys, please. But I am really excited, and those are going to be our last 3 books of the year. I am currently reading a fantasy book that I just don't want to consider a December book because I started it in November, so that's in its own sense. But I am going to try to throw in at least one fantasy book before the end of the year too, but we will see. Please tell me of any books that you guys are reading this end of the year, any kind of reading goals that you have, and if you've met your reading goal already, please tell me. I'm so bad at keeping track with how many books I read throughout the year, but I have so many plans for the new year, and I'm trying not to think too far in advance and just enjoy the holidays and enjoy the Christmas spirit. So that's what this is for, guys. We're gonna get cozy. We're gonna spend some time book shopping or book window shopping. I'm literally already contradicting myself. Or some book window shopping and just get ready for all the fun Christmassy vibes. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, my name is Talia Amani, Talia's Library on all platforms. And yeah, can't wait to see y'all for Bookmas Day 2.